damage continue. Oh, okay. Yeah. Turn that off. Turn this on. Alright, we're back, and this may be the last stream I do for Old Road Blues. Why is it doing that? That's been happening all day for some reason. Alright, whatever.
Electrons attached to the neutrons attached to the mesons connected to the proton.
What's a meson? Does he mean electron? I have no idea. It's been a while since I've learned subatomic physics or chemistry, whichever. But yeah, and last stream was the 40th stream of this playthrough. I don't know if I'll be, or rather, I don't know if it'll take more than 50 streams to complete this playthrough, but we'll see. And I definitely don't know if I'll be starting Lonesome Road tonight. So we'll find out. Also, I am happy to announce that I've completed that tutorial series I was following for like at least 2 months. So now that I've completed that, I can move on and complete whatever else I haven't done. Or rather, I can complete everything else I have started but not finished. Feels good, man. The last video in the series is more of a review over the content creator that made the video series, sort of tutorial series. It's just a review over the code itself, the source code. They're just giving their thoughts on what they could have done better, what they should have taught instead, stuff like that. So I'm not counting that video, especially since it doesn't involve any coding at all. Just looking at the source code. So, but yeah, I finished it, and while it may not be a really big deal in the grand scheme of things, I normally don't finish stuff like that once I've started them. Not just projects, but commitments in general. I think college was the only commitment I've really stuck with until the very end, regardless of whether or not I was going to graduate or completely fail the program. or the last program I was in, which was the Studio R program. I was just determined to see through to the bitter end. Thankfully, though, this tutorial series is nowhere near as bad as that experience, so it was great, you know. Wait, what? Oh, I see, I can get my organs back. Not sure why I would, considering that the synthetic spine and heart organs are technically better. There's no real perk to getting my original organs either.
Perhaps, sir,
which is probably why they made this optional.
I might serenade, sir, with the dulcet tones of a light opera.
Well, I've already done a manual save before this point, so I might as well just
You require some additional services?
do it, because I can always go back.
And rightly so, I should think.
Yeah, swap body part. Or what about plants? Let me check this. Yo, this is huge. Healing items, gems specifically, are twice as effective. So that means stim packs. So along with the fast metabolism perk, which increases the healing from stim packs by 20%, this also stacks on top of that with an extra 50%. So literally stim packs are healing for an extra 70%. Nearly double their original value, even with a medicine skill of 100. It's pretty good, and I also really appreciate this. I get to keep the 50% resistance to poison, just because this will make fighting Cazadors a lot easier, since there's no real way to defend against poison damage. Besides, as I said before, a lot of anti-venoms and the spore plant meat that I already have, so. Okay, this is actually worth it then. I thought that I would literally lose every single perk that I got from the synthetic heart and spine, but no, apparently not only do I get to keep some of them, although some of them are less effective than they were with the synthetic organs, I also get an extra perk on top of that. Well, at least for the heart. I don't know about the spine.
You require some additional services? And rightly so.
In your body, but some advanced technologies remain. Torso can now be crippled again, but your strength and damage threshold bonuses have doubled. What? Yo. Yeah, this means that I don't need drink alcohol as much as I used to. And then stack the strength bonus, which is a +2 from power armor. Pretty much if I've already have a strength of 6 that just automatically raises it to 10 passively. I don't need to take any drugs at all to increase my strength then at that point. And I would also have the max carry weight, well, naturally, without perks. The damage threshold is also pretty good, but again, late game, it's all about just abusing Turbo and the implant GRX. Alright, cool. But this also does mean that my limbs are prone to be crippled. But they're already like that anyways.
I love mud so much, I just kill myself.
Okay. Even with the synthetic version, they were just a little more tougher, so to speak. The limb health was higher. That's it. So there's that. But yeah. Now we gotta confront. Now I've got to confront the doctors, the other doctors in the think tank. Dr. Klein awaits. Make sure you're prepared to finish this once and for all. Oh yeah.
We haven't seen anybody in a while. Maybe the monsters have stealth suits too.
Oh yeah, and that also reminds me, crouch moving speed increase. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was gonna have the caps for that right now. I hope I get to come back and get it though. But if not, nah, it's fine. I'm not gonna be... This isn't a stealth sneak build anyway, so I don't plan on sneaking around a whole lot. Okay. Not bad.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped? I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again. And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments. Nonsense. Confer, colleagues. Those are two words I do not recognize.
Dr. Klein, I must intersect. Please, do not harm the lobotomite.
I'm not going to harm it. I'm going to dissect it until it's dead. Why the sudden intersection, Dala?
I cannot stand a sweet breathing organism, breathing in and out to suddenly not breathe. We must keep it alive. For study. Slow study.
Dala, these vocalized pauses are unlike you. What do you care?
Klein, this lobotomite, it's a great sounding board. You respect ideology, right? This one's, well, it's got good ideas.
Silence, Dr. O. This is a think tank decision. Save your objections until after I have decided our course of action.
You know what, Klein? Stick a straw in your tank and suck yourself. Long and deep. And my name is Zero. Yeah, a big, fat zero with a slash through it.
The slash? as a designator of... Why, that is brilliant. But how did you...
The lobotomite taught me that. Taught me a name is more than, that I should take pride in things like names. And you know what? Forget it, Klein. I hate you. And your theory of brachial beam oscillation? The Chinese had it first, you copycat.
How dare you? Brainial beam oscillation was solely my discovery. I expressly told you that and deleted all evidence to the contrary.
Okay.
It's 2-8. Why are you acting like this? You've never refused to commit necessary surgery before. And this lobotomite needs its surgery. A noble speech, but there is no room in my vocabulators for friend and lobotomite in the same sentence. The very concept, revolting. Perhaps you are irradiated with camaraderie radiation. We have chems for that. We can save you from your emotional addiction.
If I may, I feel as if I must be the voice of reason here. This lobotomite is much like us. Regarding even animals and pets as nothing more than avenues to promote science. There is good here. Instead of ending its life on the table, we should prolong its suffering in the name of science. Like good old Gabe, the finest of lab specimens.
Why am I even listening to you fools? Enough of this mutinous chorus. If there's a word I hate, it's mutiny. And the word jism, which never made any sense to me. It's ridiculous putting j and z together like that. Nonsense! I count as 5, like the mighty human hand I once had, with its 5 penises clenched in a fist.
Is this an anime right now? Am I pulling an anime ending right here? Like the, friendship is my power, Deus Ex Machina. Also, literally, had I not helped the other doctors, I don't think they would be talking to Dr. Klein like this.
Nonsense! The mathematics of this situation are on our side, lobotomite. I believe... No, wait. Carry the 2, then... If this were a democracy, I would be concerned. We are too scientific for that. So just surrender.
Yeah, no kidding. Also, for a guy that doesn't like communism and dictatorships, he sure is acting like a dictator and isn't upholding the majority rule.
You dare use logic against me?
Okay.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
Yeah, that's a good compromise.
For you? And for science? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
So I did it. I resolved this peacefully. I kind of want to talk to them now. Let's see what every other doctor is thinking about the whole situation. It's funny because literally all I did was just a few, I don't know if I can describe them as side quests, but nevertheless, I helped these guys, quote unquote, help these other doctors, and suddenly they just changed their minds about leaving Big Mountain. Kind of strange, really.
Stop hovering. I mean, if you want. So is Mobius as twisted as he looked in person? Can't believe you entered the Forbidden Zone and lived. None of us can.
Any more of this worth caps? That's to see.
Yeah, I, discovered more internal parts in the monitors here. If you could, hold on to my discovery, I'd appreciate it. You sure are testing that personality chip thoroughly. All right. Yeah, there were a few under the monitors here. Here you go. Keeps the place tidy. Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
The teddy bear lobotomite returns. My teddy bear. How can I assist in relieving your curiosity? Until our next interaction, my intriguing little lobotomite.
Nice.
The lobotomite who saved us. Hello.
Oh yeah, I just thought of that as well. They think that I killed Dr. Mobius. And because of that, they're grateful that I've saved them. Okay. That also explains why they helped me convince Dr. Klein not to take my brain. I'm blindly operating poor animals recently.
Why, yes, although the term is research. Thank you. Look at these. They seem to be found inside some of the specimens here at Big Mountain. I notice these results more and more now that I know to look for them. Come back anytime, and I'll show you what else I've discovered. Until next time, then. Provided there is a next...
So you mean to tell me I could have gotten a few free things from these guys and sold them or used them? That makes sense. And then with some of the members of the Sync, like that seed planter dude who could grow food for me, that would have also have helped a while back. But it's whatever. Just like Dead Money, I've proven that you don't really need a whole lot of resources once your build is well made. And of course, buying nearly like 100 stim packs before starting this add-on also helped.
Thank you for what you have done. The helping, that is. We like that. I feel an odd emotion. Gratitude? Attitude? No, wait. Gratitude. That's it. Yes, a most goodbye.
So how would I bring in samples of the Mojave Wasteland to Big Mountain? Besides, of course, doing it on foot. I don't know, it just seems a little inefficient for me to just travel all the way over here every single time that they want something to study.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The Courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The Courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The Sync atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other.
Okay.
Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat.
Wow, okay.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magnetohydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other sink personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Okay.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except, he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X-8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after the stealth suit had left it without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one.
Nice.
The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
Big brain back in your bodies. Your head still cannot be crippled. Oh, okay, that's good. 10% more resistant to addiction now, instead of the 50%. Surprisingly, your damage threshold has improved by 10%. That's good, that's good. You've acquired the Big Mountain Transportal Ponder. Will transport you and you alone between the Mojave Wasteland and Big Mountain. Return to the Mojave, provides a Big Mountain from Mojave. Equip the Transporter Ponder as you put any weapon. You'll go. Note that it won't work in interiors or in combat situations and is totally capable of harming your enemies. So these guys are just gonna celebrate whenever I arrive. It's nice.
Don't even talk to me. I've seen you with her.
And of course the brain tank was there. That's nice. That's very nice and sweet. Oh, and what's also great is the fact that I get to come back here anytime and make use of all the cool stuff here, like this stuff. Which reminds me, why aren't the plants growing? I was also getting worried that, much like Dead Money, once the main quest line was completed, there would be no way to explore the rest of Big Mountain. But thankfully, just like with Honest Hearts, that's not the case.
You took care of them brains pretty good, baby. Nice. It's the miracle of life, baby. You bring me some succulent genetic samples, and I'll work my mojo on them. Clone you up all kinds of plants. Oh, yeah. I can also break them down for you. Yeah.
Convert plant matter into ceiling. Oh.
Always nice to see you, baby. Bring me any new plans from outside. It's the miracle. I can. Yeah. You know it, baby. I just need some sun. Just the miracle of life and sticky goo. Hurry back with that seed.
We haven't seen anybody in a while. Maybe
I'm
the
so
monsters
good.
have stealth suits too.
Just by looking at you.
Okay, so it's not just the seed that I can turn to salient green, it's also any healing items that are plant-based. Well, that sucks, but I do wonder what else I can use with it. I see, so I can literally make any of these plants or healing items, ingredients, just by having salient green. I see, okay. And it's basically a 1-to-1 ratio too, from what I see. Because I was wondering if salient green was supposed to be used as like a fertilizer for the plants. That's why they weren't growing all that fast, or at all. But no, that's not the case. Well, if that's the case, then let me load back and just not do that. That's good though, I get to go back here. Because there's a lot of useful stuff. Okay. Let's see if I can...
Might I be safe in the assumption that matters with the think tank have been satisfactorily computed vis-a-vis your residence in this domicile?
Yep. Everything's cool now.
Very good, sir.
Ooh, nice. Critical hit frenzy. I think that may only work on enemies that can frenzy, like insects and robots. But even then, though, I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to need that either. I thought I was using a super sledge at one point. I have no idea where it is now. Must have placed it somewhere. Oops. There we go. The scrubs, I mean, the damage threshold is not really what you use it for. If you really don't want to increase your science skills to 100 using just skill points and skill books, that means you would have to have it at 85 in order to bump it up to 100. And I could see this being useful if, say, you just want to switch out whatever armor you're using with this in order to hack level 100 terminals. But besides that, though, I mean, with the huge level cap I get anyways, and the fact that I'm literally just dumping points in whatever skills I can now as I level up, that's not really a problem anymore. Maybe, yeah, early game or mid game, say like level somewhere between level 10 and 30, this will be a lot more useful because, of course, I haven't developed my build all that much as I have right now. But nevertheless, though, that's not the case for me. Therefore, I will just go ahead and sell it. Let's see. Night Stalker Blood. And that's it. I definitely have enough caps to get one of those implants.
That's helpful. I trust matters regarding your brain were resolved to your satisfaction.
Oh yeah.
And rightly so.
Cazador damage, I mean, that's alright. I actually would like to get this. Breaking rate. Yeah, again, these last two, I've thought about this before, and my two other past builds slash playthroughs. Pretty much this is only useful for, or mostly useful for hardcore mode, in which I would have to drink water and eat food, like, constantly, regardless of whether or not I was irradiated. So there's that, but because I'm not playing on hardcore mode, there's no reason to get these two. I'll get this and that. That's 20,000 caps in total.
The fish scalpel.
I bet no one has ever been as unnoticed as me.
Increase crouch speed. Let's check it out. And with the stealth suit, that should also stack with the no, weird. It's not showing up here. Thought for sure the stealth suit made me sneak faster by default. Guess not. I'll have to look back in the stream VODs to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Let's see, how long does that take? We're looking at.
Haven't found any communists in your backyard? You're not looking hard enough.
That took 6 seconds. Let's see how long it takes to just walk. That took 4 seconds. Okay, so not as fast as just running. I said walking earlier. It's still not as fast as running, but it's still a lot faster than it was before.
Are precisely where Sir has left them, and should the toaster say otherwise, I remind Sir that it is a waste room.
Anyways. Okay, so that's where it was. Plus my other stuff. Cool. And it's good that I can just come back here anytime, because pretty much anything that I want to bring with me into the Mojave Wasteland, I can just stored in the Mojave Wasteland somewhere, like the abandoned Brotherhood of Steel bunkers footlocker, and then just come back here with less weight on me to bring more stuff in. So there's that. Also, I should be able to make another stim pack. Yep. Cool. So, like Honest Hearts, I'm gonna go ahead and explore the rest of Big Mountain. And it crashed. We got about 9 minutes left of this stream, but I'm glad to know that I did complete Old World Blues in it. Next stream, I'm more than likely going to finish up my business here in Big Mountain, go back to the Mojave Wasteland, sell whatever I don't need, and just buy as many items as I can, and ammo and such, to prepare for Lonesome Road. Alright, cool. So are there going to be more lobotomites for me to fight? I don't think there'll be rat scorpions, but there may be lobotomites, night stalkers, and so on. I also should check to see if there were any side quests I didn't complete, but I'll check. Oh, and since I've completed the tutorial series,
This one looks pretty tough.
coding tutorial series, I think I'll do what I said I was going to do, and Ulysses Point, and upload the sprite sheet that I was using, that I made, onto my DeviantArt and Twitter, just to show off how simple it is to make a sprite sheet. It doesn't really take much just to get a feel for it.
Cessation of hostilities complete.
Wow, those guys got wrecked. That wasn't even nowhere near a fair fight. More ammo. Okay, he had a plunger in his duffel bag for some reason. And that's it. Weird. I mean, he had that too, but eh. Okay, where else? Let's See, I might do what I did in Honest Hearts and just travel in some of these areas that don't have a location in them. Here's a spot on the map that looks like there would be something there. Alright. It's southwest, so I'll head over there. I've also uploaded the stream VODs from last week as well onto my YouTube.
This
I'll
one
just
looks pretty
post
tough.
the links on my DeBernard and Twitter sometime soon.
Please take this. I don't want you to die. Cessation of hostilities complete.
Yeah, why not? I like
Who
using
do you think
automatic
is
weapons.
cuter, Dr. Klein or Dr. Boros?
Complete the other tutorial series that I've yet to finish, and then move on to using a game engine.
This one looks pretty tough.
So tired of these guys, but at least I know that they're supposed to respawn. Use medics. Where is this guy going? What, is he running away? Yeah, forget it. I don't want to waste ammo on him anyways. Oh, he's coming back. But did he just find his courage?
Bad guys dealt with.
You should have just ran away, dude. It's a giant howitzer. 2 howitzers. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if those are howitzers, but those are 2 giant cannons.
This one looks pretty tough.
Left field artillery launch.
Injecting Stimpack. This will keep you on your feet. Does Please take
Okay,
this.
I'm literally getting
I don't
hit
want you to die.
from everywhere.
Please take this. I don't want you to die. No more stim packs.
These guys have so much health, it's unreal. Okay. I made that point completely pointless. That fight. I think I got a better idea of doing this. Let's see. I'm hoping this is gonna work.
Sneaking done. Fighting now. Fighting over.
Okay, cool. I really need to get some armor piercing ammo, because a lot of these enemies just have way too much damage threshold.
Sneaking done. Fighting now.
Let me get up here. I might blow myself up though. These warheads in the way. Where are they? Oh, nice. Missed.
Does that feel better?
Nice. Ooh. Yeah, they're just gonna climb up there.
Was that all?
Alright, that was way much simpler. The only reason that worked was just because well, all these enemies use ranged weapons, so therefore they're not going to try to get up close up to my face. So I had no risk of blowing myself up. I feel like I've heard that track twice now. Shouldn't be the case. Something's not right. Because this playlist is supposed to last for an hour long, and the fact that I hear the same track twice, maybe 3 times, that's not a good sign that it's working properly. The stream's already over now, so it doesn't matter, but I'll have to check on that for next stream. Okay, well, that's it for this location. I do like that though. I can actually see if there's any location worth going to just by the structure on the map. There's a location there. I may just go ahead and stream. Well, no, because the file size is going to be too big. Never mind. Never mind. I guess I'll just stop here then. Alright, well that's going to be the end of this stream. So yeah, just like with Honest Hearts, I'll explore the rest of Big Mountain. Or the Big Empty, and collect as much as I can, leave, come back if I absolutely need to, but hopefully I won't. Resupply myself to prepare for Lonesome Road, and then start Lonesome Road. And Lonesome Road will definitely be the last add-on to complete. Once Lonesome Road's done, just kind of complete the vanilla game. That's it. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to just stream myself doing something else, either playing another game or literally just doing anything else besides playing New Vegas, because sometimes I'll get burned out. I'll admit it. But yeah, I mean, I'm proving to myself more and more that I am more willing to complete commitments than I thought I would. Because definitely when I was younger, I usually just wouldn't finish anything, despite how much effort or resources I invested into it. Yeah, but anyways, I'll do all that stuff in the next stream, and yeah, peace.